The time when our forefathers lived, they manufactured nothing, they owned nothing, but they had everything. Man in harmony with nature is the highest form of spirituality, where you live in harmony with your environment, where the fighting chickens on your yard can communicate to you that visitors are coming. That is your Facebook. That is your Twitter. When you can read the clouds in the sky and you know that it will rain without watching it on TV, that is microclimatology. When you can watch the crocodiles nesting for the year, and at the level at which the crocodiles put their eggs, you can tell how much water this season is coming and how far will the Nile River flood. For me, that is geography at the highest form. To have a form of knowledge in terms of paperwork, but totally being disconnected to nature is foolishness of the highest order. That people are walking to the beach to swim when animals are running up the mountains to hide. And then you say human beings are educated. That is a bunch of fools. Our universities have become a photocopying room of educated fools.
Your Majesties, we heard that right. I know what brought you here is I want to go see the ancient Twitter and Facebook of Alkebulan. Of course, it's not far from the truth. I think what he meant by saying we manufactured nothing but own everything is like the Mbekes have termed us to be people that are so inferior, people that do not know how to do anything. But still, you say we don't know how to do anything, but we have everything, and you had to come here to come get the everything and go build your little on the everything that we have. I think that's what he meant there, because everything before now was surplus here in Alkebulan. We were lacking nothing, like he said. Now, the key word here is man in harmony with nature is the highest form of spirituality. You can't say you are so learned and you don't want to have a connection with nature. You can't say you know everything around. Even those who study life itself, they'll tell you nature have a greater role in the life of every human being, because we are together, like we're from nature, we are together with nature, we are, so by the time you begin to cut your life out from nature, you see that your life becomes something else. You fall sick easily, a lot of things happens to you easily, because you are pulling yourself off from the connection that ties you originally to what you came out from. Now, there's a little story about when I noticed this very early in my life, and I think I've been working with it up until now. When I was in the convent, there is this rule always that we have to plant a flower. Now the convent is always, when you get to the convent, you always see flowers, different type of flowers everywhere. Those flowers you see growing and beautiful are planted by somebody. So it's like, before you leave the formation house, you have to plant a flower, and your flower had to grow to a certain stage. Now, one thing with flowers and all these plants is, especially flowers, they work with the mind. If you're not connected to nature, you plant flower, it dies. I don't know if you understand this. Like, if you don't care about them, you don't care about nature, your life is just, you see flowers, you step on them, you don't care whether they are dry, you don't care to give them water, you don't care to hear what they say to you when you pass by them. It's like, when you can't plant them and they will survive in that kind of mindset. Like, until you change that mindset to if your mind is not, some will say, if your mind is not pure, you plant a flower, it will not grow. So if you are not connected to nature, there's no way you want to nurture nature and it's going to grow. It will not. So we were asked to plant flowers, and I don't know, that was when I discovered that I have a connection to these things. We plant these flowers, and since it's like a personal thing, you get whichever flower you want and then you plant it wherever you want to plant them. And every morning I just find myself going to it, because it's not like a child to me, which I'm nurturing to grow. I go to it and I speak to it. Like, while watering it, I talk to, hope you're well, did you sleep well, how are you feeling? You get my point. And I talk to the flower. You see the way these ones are looking so beautiful. They are moving with the wind. I want you to grow to be like that. So try to get yourself together. I know you can do it. You're strong. Like, I talk to the flower like it's a human being I'm seeing communicating with, like someone who is struggling to become something, and I'm trying to give some encouraging words to the person. That's exactly what I do with this flower. There was a time it was like it was dying off. I keep doing what I was doing because I just felt that there's a connection I have with it already. Like when I sleep and wake up, anytime, maybe if wherever I go to and I come back and I don't go to see my flower, that day maybe my mind, I'm angry or something is wrong with me. But I always find time to get to this and then we communicate. Sometimes I go sit there and I pour my heart like a friend. Like, this is what is happening. I'm not happy with this today. Just that kind of conversation. And the flower that was like it was dying off started sprouting. Like, I was so happy to see fresh greens on flower that was looking so brown, like it's not going to survive. And the joy I had was I didn't pull it out, because the temptation of, okay, pull it out and plant another one, no, I'm going to leave that there, I'm going to leave that there. And this flower grew and bloomed like so beautiful. And since it was a habit already, I always communicate. That was where I discovered that I have a connection with these things, and I always, even the flowers in my house today, I always communicate with them whenever I'm giving them water. When the environment is dry, obviously I have to water them, we have to water them. And whenever I'm doing it, I'm talking to them. I hope you're well, hope you're strong. And there's this communication, there's this connection that is forged. And that is why I believe 100% with the word of this man that says, men in harmony with nature is the highest form of spirituality. I tell you, we look at them as so feeble. We look at nature as so, do not think nature is powerless. Do not think so. Do you know that nature can fight your battles for you? If you don't know that, then you should know it today. And that is why he's right to say that nature is the Facebook and the Twitter of our ancient fathers. Nature can fight your battles for you. Like, we don't see them have hands and legs running here and there, but I'm telling you, they have connection among themselves. You can't tell me that the trees here do not communicate with the trees in the other town. You don't know how these things happen, except, I keep saying this, moving up to the 5D reality. That is why it is best you plant these things around yourself. They are like shield around your houses. You wouldn't know this because the world does not rely on things like this. And most of the times when you say things like this, is like, where do you learn this one from? Who told you what you're saying? Which book is it written? Which science book is it written? This is what we always say to us, and this is what is killing us in this continent. Nature, the trees we see, the flowers we see, the air we see, that we don't see air, the air we feel, and everything around nature that we can think about, they can be a shield to you when you have been in communication with them. When danger is coming, they know the way of filtering the air around your house. They put their forces together to push out that polluted vibration coming towards your environment. Now that depends on how connected you are with nature. You get my point? That's why I say they fight your spiritual battles for you. Most of the times we work, we do whatever we want to do, search for source for income for ourselves, to feed ourselves and our family. We do this, we do that. We care about our children, we care about this. Most of the times we are exhausted. Most of the times we are tired. So we don't even get to follow up spiritually with what happens around us, happens around our houses. But this nature, these things we have around us, this communication we have forged with nature, when we are weak, that is what will keep holding in for us. Because of course, there's no way you talk about nature that you won't talk about the creator. So you see where all this connection is coming from. You see where the connection is coming from. So all these are interwoven. Knowledge you seek is out there in nature. You just need to ask and you get them. You just need to forge the connection and you understand the signs of time. It's just there. But most of the times we care less about things like this, and we tell ourselves, no, It's so primitive behavior. How can you be talking to flowers? Are you insane? It's people that are insane or mentally retarded that talk to things that do not speak back to them. But you don't know what those people see beyond. See beyond what you see. Because the moment we begin to see beyond the physical things, we begin to understand the way the spiritual world works. But when you don't want to see beyond what you see, you want to see that thing as it is like that, you will never understand. Even when someone is telling you there is something there, you will tell yourself, why is it that I can't see that thing? Because you've not opened that eye of yours. Alright? And since we are told that it's wrong to discover a lot of things, they just want to limit our powers to a way that they can control us. That is why they will tell you, don't overlearn, don't over discover. What? We are created with knowledge, with brains, with abilities, and you're telling me, are you my creator? And you're telling me to limit what I study, to limit what I learn, and they'll tell you this is forbidden. If you want evil to get hold of you, evil will get hold of you because you have the ability to decide, okay, this is not going to be my portion. Except you accept it, that is when it happens. If you feel that, no, I will not be taken away by evil, I want to be on the right path and keep moving my life, definitely it's going to work. We have the ability. So it's not like, oh, you don't have to study this because the devil is going to start using you. Sweetheart, they told you that devil is black like you with horns. So what are you still scared of when you're already looking like the devil? So I don't know if you understand where I'm coming from. Anyway, leave your thoughts and comment there at the section, and I will see you in my next one. Until then, love yourself, love others, stay safe, stay positive. I know someone said something that the time of our ancestors would have been so boring. Like, I can't just imagine, like the words of the person, I can't imagine how the ancestors lived. The world would have been so boring. There's no electricity, there's no internet, there's no social network, there's no what have you. Now we've known that there've been Twitter and there've been Facebook in the times of our ancestors, and they have been, they lived so happy. They live even longer than we lived, with so much fulfillment in them than even what we are living today. Alright, leave your comment and thought there at the section, and I'll see you in my next one. Until then, love yourself, love others, love nature, stay safe, stay positive. Bye for now.